Because it was the glory cloud. Thick, brilliant, bright glory cloud, dense. 2015 January, we finished our 21-day fast, Feast of Fire. Feast of Fire, that's what we call it. And then one night I was praying and I had a visionary encounter. And I was in an open field, walking in an open field, and suddenly there was a swarm over my head, or from afar, like some fighter jets flying in. You know the way they fly in formation, in a V shape, with one leading in front. They were coming in a swarm, very fast. So I stood there looking, and then suddenly they were overhead because they were moving at a rapid speed, blocking out the sun. Then I realized these were beings, not fighter jets. They were angels flying in formation. They began to fold their wings and drop on the field. Bam, 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 bam. It was a large open field. It was like a military something. They were forming squads. And before every squad was a captain, like I'm giving earthly names to spiritual reality, okay? There was somebody in front of a group, a small group. And they were forming lines. And then next to me, one huge one just dropped. Taller than all of them. Another slightly smaller one dropped behind him like his ADC. And he walked up to me and began to discuss with me the next move, which I can authentically tell you, we are in it already. This is that move. God said when I get to this conference, I should bear witness. Because some people are still arguing. The revival we are expecting, has it started? Is it coming? Has it started? I told somebody in Abuja some days ago, I said, a revival that you believe is a revival, while it is a revival, is not a revival. It is in retrospect, people look back and say, my God was moving at that time. Those that were in Wales didn't go around running from street to street. It's a revival. Evans Roberts is leading revival. Evans didn't know there was anything extraordinary. He was just encountering God. But those who watch from outside can often bear witness. Something is happening there that is not happening here. And he began to discuss with me the characteristics of this move, which I am bearing witness to right now on this altar. Then the scene changed because I was walking with him, his ADC was following him, and there's something that happened within the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks in my life that I saw at that time. That was like, when you see this, know it has begun already. It's already. That's why I began to pray, Lord, why are you reminding me of this? Say it here. The scene changed, and there was a huge stage, like a crusade podium, very huge, massive. And I saw most of the generals that were on the scene as at that time, 2015. All of them were on that stage. The genuine ones. There were some people that they were calling generals then, that were not generals then and are still not generals now. And some of them have traveled to meet their master. It's good they went. Glory to God. He that has understanding, let him understand. And these men of God were busy with their work and their activity. And there was a crowd of young people praying fervently. But the people on stage seemed to ignore them. They were not ministering to them. They were busy with ministry activities. I don't know how, of course, if you have had spiritual experiences, you know how it is. It looks like a stage, but so much was going on there also. And the backdrop of the stage was not a curtain or a LED screen like this. It was a huge barn. You know what a barn is? Where you store produce. So it's funny, why would the crusade stage be a barn? Okay? When you bring in the harvest, you store it in barns. Barns are where you store what has already borne fruit. And as my spirit came closer and I was observing the scene, these young men seemed to be reaching to the stage. The stage didn't seem to be paying too much attention. They were busy doing proper things, but not paying attention to the crowd of people reaching out. The barn burst open. There was an explosion. Bam! And the people on stage hardly noticed the explosion. But the crowd of young people got excited. And it wasn't an explosion of physical fire or something dangerous. It was the glory cloud. Thick, brilliant, bright glory cloud, dense, rolled from the barn, under the stage, around the stage, and invaded the young people. And God told me that's how it's going to happen. He said the next stream of people I'm raising will hardly have any direct intervention from the fathers before they rise. Sounds familiar to those of you sitting here. I know many of you, and I know your stories. I know you more than you think I know you, because I'm interested in the church. And as a student of history, I have to study what God is doing now so that I can tell the story later.